News for you this morning is that Liz Truss has resigned as Conservative Party leader. She'll be Prime Minister, actually, until the new person is put in place. But she's only had 45 days in office so far, making her the shortest-serving British Prime Minister, or she will be by the time it all ends, in history.
The fast-tracked contest to find out the next party leader has already started, and we are likely to see the new Prime Minister, the third in as many months, by the end of next week.
If not before.
If not before.
Let's talk to former Special Advisor to Michael Gove Charlie Rowley, who's here in the studio for us this morning. Good to see you.
Morning.
We're all talking about next Friday. It could actually happen a lot quicker than that, couldn't it?
It could. The nominations for candidates who want to put themselves forward for the party leadership closes on Monday. So we'll know then who thinks that they will have the opportunity to secure the support of their colleagues. They've got to get over 100 members to support them. That's quite a big thrill. I think it's the right decision by the 1922 committee.
So there can only be three?
They could be only three, exactly. And I think at the last count, I think both Rishi, Liz and Penny both got over 100 votes at the final hurdle at the last leadership election. So it's all to play for. But you would hope that this comes to an end as quickly as possible, and we'll have a Prime Minister that everybody can get behind by Friday.
What's your prediction then, Charlie? Who are we going to see in that final 2 or 3 on Monday?
Well, I think the papers are full of speculation, and the front runners are obviously Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt. I think they will be the front runners. I think they will be the final two. I think Rishi is obviously the favourite because of the economic problem that we find ourselves in, and being a candidate in the last round. The plan that he was putting forward to deal with the difficult decisions that the economy faces, I think, have been proven right. And I think, just on the back of not just the economy, but his ability to communicate, where Liz, perhaps, by her own admission, said that she wasn't the best. And that's exactly what we need. It's someone that's got the economic competence and the communication skills to take us through the next phase of this journey.
There is an argument to say, well, look, put Penny Mordaunt in number 10 and Rishi Sunak back in number 11. I guess he wouldn't want that. He doesn't want to be back in number 11, does he? But he wants the top job.
I think that's right. And I think, Jeremy Hunt has come in. He was brought in by Liz to calm the markets on the back of her failed mini-budget. And so I think to change Chancellor again may be a step too far. So I think it would be right to keep Jeremy where he is. If there was going to be a deal between Rishi and Penny, you could have Rishi as the Prime Minister, you could put Penny as Foreign Secretary, keeping Jeremy as Chancellor, and then you start to grow a cabinet that reaches across the political divide, particularly within the party, and it will be a government of all talents.
And how do you think Rishi Sunak is feeling right now? Because he's been vindicated in all of this, really, hasn't he? He's one of the only people who can say, I told you so. He was almost absolutely bang on. It's his policies that have been brought in now pretty much by Jeremy Hunt.
I think that's right, and I think he won't express it in that way. Anyone that's a Conservative, any Conservative MP, will be feeling very sorry about what's happened. It's not been a good time to be a Conservative, and the one thing you need from the next leader of the party is to be able to bring everybody together. And look, for all of Liz's faults, again, some of the policies were not bad. They were clearly just at the wrong time and fit a particular ideology within the Conservative Party that wasn't right for what the country needs now. So I think Rishi is perfectly entitled to say, look, I did give you these warnings before. This has come to pass, but now I'm the man to get us back on track.
It's interesting, then, public servants, right, and you know this all too well, Charlie, right? They say they're there to serve the country, serve the public. A lot of them are there to further their careers. As we all would be. Let's be honest, it's how we all operate as individual human beings. Rishi Sunak would not please the Conservative Party membership. He's not necessarily going to be a vote winner come the next general election, whenever that is, as someone like Boris. Now, Boris is all over the papers, he's all over our inbox. That's what people want, right? That's what the general public want Boris back. Is it time? Do you think MPs are going to be prepared to say, we need to do not what is best for our electoral chances at the next election, but we need to do what is best for the country?
Well, it's highly tempting to look to someone, and Boris is someone of many, many qualities. He's a brilliant campaigner. He's an excellent communicator. He was able to win the Conservative Party its 80-seat majority back in 2019. That is an absolute credit to him because of his long-standing position in politics, in public life. He's well known. His name recognition knows no bounds. And so it would be tempting, if you're particularly in a red wall seat, to think that Boris could be the man to keep me as an MP in these particular areas. But I think, whilst that is a fact, and whilst that was the case in 2019, you can't escape what's happened since then. And when Boris was in number 10, we lost by-elections. We lost in Tiverton and Honiton, we lost in Chesham and Amersham, and we lost in North Shropshire. These were not small majorities. These were into their thousands that we lost to the Liberal Democrats. And I think that was a reflection at the time on the way in which Downing Street was run under Boris. So for all of his qualities, we've seen the issues that he came up against, which resulted in his own resignation. And I just don't think it would be wise to go back to that. I think we need a break from that, a new leader and a new start.
Is a new start possible, though? Can we unite, or can the next Prime Minister unite the Conservative Party, or is this beyond repair now? I mean, I think the past 4 Tory leaders have had to resign because of splits in the party, ultimately. I mean, is this something that can even be fixable at this point?
It has to be. And I think if there's one thing that the Tory party is good at, it's winning elections. And the one thing that unites it is having an opposition, and the opposition, clearly in this case, is the Labour Party. So who is going to be the candidate that is going to win you your seat again at the next election? Who can take the fight to Labour? Because I think for, however down in the doldrums we are in terms of the polling today, it's because of the mess of our own making. I don't think it's a particular cause to bring in Sir Keir Starmer. I don't think he has got the popularity. I don't think Labour are putting forward any policies. So, we are down in the polls because it's the mess of our own making. So anybody that can take the fight to the Labour Party, I think, will be that one that can unite the party.